What's up, guys? Mitchell Watts with Town & Country TV, and today we're doing something very different. You'll notice Town & Country is not behind me. In fact, we actually did a dealer trade with Akins Ford in Winder, Georgia, and Brad Akins and Neil, who I've got standing right next to me, some unbelievable people. As you guys know, if you are in our area, our neck of the woods in Alabama, you want to come see us, we'd love to, but if you can't make that drive, this is going to be a very, very close next bet, and that is going to be, so what we're doing in this video today, Akins Ford is actually the #1 Ford dealer in the entire Southeast, and we thought it would be awesome to get Neil out here and ask him exactly what he sees is the top accessories for the F-150. So welcome, man.
Hello. How are y'all doing today?
Absolutely, absolutely. So what, I guess we can talk about F-150s, 250s. I know you guys also sell the Ram product, but our channel is a little more focused on the Ford. What are you seeing as the top accessories being the #1 dealer?
Absolutely. So first of all, a little backstory, unscripted. So about 4 years ago, I saw Mitchell at NADA, I believe.
Yep.
And I was just, I saw his channel. We're all a fan of the channel, so they do great work, and thank you so much for watching. But I want to know what film equipment he was having, so I was just a fan going up and talking to him, and just over the years we've got to know each other, and it's been a great thing. As far as accessories for the 150, what we see are things that just add value and convenience to the customer. Bed liners, bed covers, window tint, WeatherTech floor mats, things that protect the vehicle are a huge hit. Also, I'm sure you see a lot of, we're in the South, so level kits, lift kits, and then wheel and tire really truly make the biggest difference in overall appearance too.
Absolutely.
So that's some high points.
But you said in the South, you're not discriminating towards the northern people,
not,
are you?
Not at all, not at all. East Coast, West Coast, everywhere.
Redneck is a nationwide disease, is what I like to call it.
Absolutely. Big and wide, however you want it. Everyone loves some wheel and tire action, for sure.
Absolutely,
yep.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, Colton, Colton, if you guys don't know, he is on board with us at TC Customs. He's out here doing this. So Colton, are you seeing the same thing? What are you seeing as far as the top accessories that we're selling over at Town & Country?
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of in the same place. It's kind of a general rule that we put bed liners in trucks, but even if we don't, if they come in and customers are getting the truck before it's even got put on the lot, that's one of the things they add immediately. And then as he said, convenience factor, like bed covers, the tow and stow that we put on there is a convenience for customers when they lift a truck. Even something small like that has been a big hit. It's really the small things that really add convenience factors to the vehicle that help out. So, I mean, we're kind of seeing the same things. We're kind of in the same area, so it all probably translates really well.
Absolutely, absolutely. So Neil, as far as a couple questions, I'm going to ask you some specific brand-specific accessories. So, like if you had to, and by the way, all of this is unscripted, so he has no idea this is coming. So my question is if you had to pick the #1 wheel brand right now that you're selling, what would you say it is?
I would say Fuel right now. Fuel. TIS is a very popular one too. XD series, Black Rhino. We see y'all use a lot of the Black Rhino as well. They've got a good mix of a luxurious sportiness to it and an off-road vibe too. So I'd say Fuel, just because there's several wheels that Fuel offers that's just been a huge success and sell point for us.
Okay, very cool. The next question I'm going to ask Neil, and I'm going to tee this up with, if you watch our channel, you probably already know what our preferred lift kit manufacturer is, but what is yours?
So I know theirs is BDS, I would think. BDS.
Yep.
So I love BDS here as well. ProComp is another good one for us. Just something that we know is almost over-engineered, that has a great backing to it. Customer service is always fantastic there too. The Fox partnership there too is phenomenal. But so BDS is probably one of my favorites personally.
Okay. Well, I'm curious. You mentioned ProComp. That's actually good information. Why do you guys like ProComp so much, or why does it sell so much? Do you think?
Integrity, being around for a long time. They're under that umbrella of a major company in itself, and just we've dealt with them for a long time, and we've never had an issue from a customer service standpoint. And just we know that their products are going to be a legit part for us.
Okay. And I know. I think I might have saw another truck up here that had a FabTech lift on it. Did I see that? Or
FabTech as well. There's certain FabTech kits that we're more partial to based on maybe what shock or coilover comes with it.
Okay.
And then of course I think we both have used some ReadyLift too. So ReadyLift is a kind of a newer company. I think they're maybe 10 or 12 years old, but they've kind of introduced that mid-level lift segment, and of course they've got the highs and the lows too. So they're another good one that we like a lot.
Absolutely. And Colton, if you don't mind, I know we've done a lot of ReadyLifts. What's been your experience at TC Customs?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we really stick with BDS a lot. That's our go-to. But they, like he said, there's that middle range, and I really like that ReadyLift 3.5-inch SST lift. As we've spoke on this before, the 4-inch BDS requires you to cut the frame to put the new cross member in.
Yep.
Well, if you don't want to go that far and want to make sure you can reverse what you've done, that ReadyLift SST 3.5-inch lift is perfect, and you can still fit a nice aggressive wheel and tire combo under there instead of just doing a level where, you know, the biggest you can get is like a 35 with a stock tire normally, or it's not a stock tire, but a stock wheel. It gives you a lot more options there without, you know, doing some irreversible cutting and stuff like that.
Absolutely. And Neil, I'm gonna pass it back to you. I've had a lot of people ask me on our channel, you know, hitting the comments up, what about the CV angles? What about the CV angles? Have you had any because you guys do a crazy amount of service work as well. Have you had any issues come back on the CV angles or anything like that on the ReadyLifts?
Great question. And you know, all components are going to wear with time. So we haven't had anything major as far as that goes, but that is a concern for some people as far as how that angle is. But in general, we haven't seen hardly anything come back as far as issues with that.
And if you can see, I'll see if I can get a decent picture that shows you how many service bays they have here. It's ridiculous. And if they don't have any issues of it, then that's a pretty telltale sign that you're not going to have very many issues with it. So
with the Ford trucks too, you know, a lot of those CV axles are not turning unless four-wheel drive is engaged. So if you're not riding off-road a lot either, you're really not going to see any issue whatsoever with your four-wheel drive system completely. So that's just one thing to notate too. And as far as ReadyLift goes, a lot of times if it's a new company or one that's not been around as long as others, it may get discounted just because the notoriety is not there. But one thing I like that we both do a lot of that with is we have the experience in seeing that, hey, we can put our backing behind it because we've got great experience with it.
Absolutely. All right, so let's move on to the next topic. Let's talk about bed covers. Number one selling bed cover that you guys have here, either for the 150 or the 250, either one.
That's the easy one. The Undercover Ultraflex is our top seller. Just from price point standpoint, it's a trifold style. Number two would be that BT101A, the A-Series rolling lock, that powder-coated aluminum.
Yep.
We see that holds up to the weather elements better. And, you know, I think back in the day, we're probably all similar age. Back in the day, the bed covers were that hard fiberglass shell predominantly, and you really just could not use a truck like a truck. And so that really just put a bad taste in my mouth about bed covers. But since then, with the new technology, the trifolds, the retractable style, you really can use the truck like a truck. And you also got dry storage for your vacations, for the baseball weekends. What about you guys?
I don't think we've sold a single hard shell clamshell in like 5 years.
It's been a while,
at least. So I'm going to ask you, what do you see as our number one selling bed cover?
Number one, 100% the Ford trifold. It seems like the trifold, no matter what brand it is one of the better selling, because like you said, it's something that, unlike the big hard one that flips up, you know, you can still use it as a truck. Those things roll all the way up, and you can put them up and still use the whole bed. Or like you said, you can put them closed, and you've got weather protection. You can take your stuff out on the weekends, vacation, like you said, go grocery shopping, and keep everything locked up and secure. And then our number two is definitely going to be that rolling lock, like you said. That's awesome. We do a ton of those, especially on higher end vehicles or taller lifted trucks. So the trifold's a little bit harder to open up, and the truck's, you know, got a 6-inch lift with 35-inch
You're
tires.
Trying to flip
yeah,
it
you're up
like
there
this.
trying to flip it up. Well, the rolling lock, you just twist the knob and it sucks itself back in there, and you know, you don't have to worry about climbing up there to flip it back. You just grab the leash and you pull it back closed. So that's our two top ones that are selling.
All right, so I've got the final question, and this is a big one, and it's going to cause some drama in the comments, so go ahead and let it rip, Tater Chip. The question is, the number one selling tire for off-road.
Ooh. Are we talking a daily driver that goes off-roading as well, or
so anything other than a street tire? Like this is a factory. Other than a factory tire, if you're modifying a vehicle, what is the number one selling? Or in your opinion, you got to disclose whether it's your opinion or whether it's number one selling. What is the best tire? Whether it's all-terrain, mud-terrain, you name it.
Great question. And one thing we love about y'all's channel is just the information that it gives is to consumers can get some information on what our experiences are and what works for us. So #1 seller and my personal preference is the Nitto Ridge Grappler, just because it's that hybrid tire, newer tire technology. It's Nitto's latest tire technology, so it's not an all-terrain, it's not a mud terrain. It looks like a mud terrain, but acts more like an all-terrain. So that's a great tire. It's a very aggressive look. There's other tires in the market that have a hybrid tire technology, but as far as road noise is not near as bad as a true mud tire. Mileage is pretty dang good too, and just killer looks.
Absolutely. Well, Colton, I already know the answer to this question, but the rest of the channel probably doesn't.
You don't think they do by now?
Well, maybe they do. I don't know.
Man, my personal opinion, #1 seller we do is the Nitto Ridge Grappler. Again, man, that thing looks like a mud tire, so you're getting those awesome looks. Acts like an all-terrain, no issues with noise, and the tread wear time is awesome. It's just like any other all-terrain, except again, it's way more aggressive, way better looking, you know, beefy knobs, you know, deep tread. It's an awesome tire.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, that kind of concludes this particular video. If you haven't already done so, click on the link down in the description to follow Neil and his channel for Wild Willies, which is also Akins Ford. They are one in the same. Like I said, a huge thanks to Neil and a huge thanks to Brad Akins for, I mean, they're just good people, period, in a paragraph. And the reason I can prove that to you, on this channel, you have never heard me recommend another dealer, ever. It's the first time in 10 years we're doing that, and it's because they are good people. So once again, I'd love for you to come see Town & Country and TC Customs, but if you can't justify the drive, this is a fantastic next best option. So if you haven't already done so, make sure you subscribe to the bell, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel with the bell notification turned on so you don't miss any videos, but also make sure to leave some comments down. If you think we're just bass-ackwards on any of these particular options, make sure to let us know in the comments, because I'm truly curious what you guys think. And thank you so much for watching this video. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Absolutely, man.
No doubt,
That was
no doubt.
good.
Pretty
Well.